So how's everybody doing today? I'm sitting in my car in front of my shop right now because my wife is up here doing a piercing for a young lady. And I figured I'd talk to you guys. I missed yesterday and I said I would do a Monday recap with this recovery stuff. And I just happened to run into somebody today that said, "Where's the Monday recap?" And I thought, I need to do this. Please forgive me for how I look. I have had the worst migraine for the last 2 days now, but I get them chronically anyways. So, recap from Sunday night. And I think I'm going to take a few minutes with you guys longer than rushing myself on those 10-minute videos. Um, so, I know that for a lot of you guys, it's super hard to, a lot of us, let me say us, because I was once involved in this with you guys as well. I know it's super hard to, it's so easy to make the decision to stop, to stop getting high or to stop drinking. It's so easy to tell yourself that you're going to do just that. You can make all the promises in the world, and eventually, you will recover. Eventually you will hold on to it. Maybe the first time, it may be the fifth time, it may be the 15th time you've tried to stop, but eventually, if you really, really, really want to, you will. For a lot of people, it's the withdrawal. But typically, most drugs, even like something that you get from a doctor on a regular basis, medicine from a therapist, maybe for depression or bipolar disorder or whatever other, diseases and mental health disorders there are out there in the world. Stopping those medications, it always says on the bottle to consult your physician on a lot of those things, correct? So they do that before, they tell you to do that before you just stop the drink or the drug or whatever it is cold turkey. And they do that because you will withdraw. So it's not just with drugs that you withdraw from. There's other things that you can withdraw from, caffeine, nicotine, exercising, vitamins. I did that myself. I was just telling my peers this past weekend that I have actually withdrew from a vitamin with nothing but magnesium, folic acid, just like basic things. I researched it, but I had been taking it consistently for years. So when I ran out of it and I stopped taking it, I withdrew from it. So it's not just drugs that we withdraw from, but I know that that's one of the things that people think about is the withdrawal and the amount of time it's going to take. It's so hard for an adult to take time out of work for a week or two to withdraw, to make withdrawal, and your family not, maybe not know about what's going on, or just for sake of, you know, not going through the pain of it. I think it's scary for a lot of people because they talk about death like, I'm just going to be blood raw. They talk about, how bad alcohol is one of the, highest ranking addictions out there. One of them, because it can kill you if you try to stop it by yourself. It can. They say a lot of things can, and I know that sounds so fucking scary. I get it. It's scary to think that if I stop this, I might die. But if you don't stop it, you're gonna die. You know? Probably way quicker than you would anything else. And I'm sorry for being so blood raw with you guys. I'm talking to you guys like y'all are my friends, like y'all are my peers, like I would talk to anybody. And not to discourage you, but you know, the way I feel about it is you go through the pain of the withdrawal in those first few years, or you go through the pain of continuing on an addiction and the pain that it brings with you, with those things. It's just for a few weeks, you guys. That's it. A few weeks for a much better life doesn't seem like a long time to me. It really doesn't. Like, really doesn't seem like a long time. Because the longer you keep in your addiction, the more damage you do to your body, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And sometimes things are really hard to come back from. So I commend all of you that are making that leap, or that, maybe struggling right now with these situations. I just want you to know you're not the only person that's ever done it. You're not going to be the first, and you're not going to be the last. And there's so many of us that succeeded, and we're alive today to tell the story. And you can be too. I also wanted to talk about the struggles that you go through. I know a lot of people don't understand, and they think that a lot of relapse happens in the first year to 2 years. And I say that because if you sit down and research it, I don't know about you guys, but I really like to research stuff too, just things that I'm interested in. And I recently researched this past week on the amount of time it takes your bodies to adjust fully back to a normal day in life, adjust back to your normal brain functions, your normal way of feeling, physically as well. A lot of people go through relapse in those first few years for the simple fact that we're not understanding, and we're not told enough that what you're going through is normal. I just shared with my group this past week, I struggled my first year to the point that I thought that I was losing my mind. I was in prison, and when I really decided to really take the leap to really start my recovery and really think about sobriety like I needed to, I did it in prison. And that first year, I can tell you guys that it was hard. It was hard within that end of that first year. It was hard to get through understanding that I needed to go through life without the drug. I knew that it was better for me to make that decision. And by doing so, it was the best thing ever done in my life. But within that end of that first year, I really started to struggle spiritually, like bad, like you guys, like seeing people with red eyes, hearing voices when I would go to the bathroom at night and there'd be nobody in there with me. I started to feel like I was really losing my mind. And I did not understand at the time that what I was struggling with the dreams of the drugs. I even after I didn't want it, I wasn't thinking about it. I didn't want it, but I was still struggling with having dreams about doing the drugs. Getting high in prison, even though I wasn't. And a lot of people, I'm telling you these things right now. I'm sharing these things with you because I want you to understand that if you're in your first years of your recovery, your first months, your first year, your first 2 years, some a little bit longer than that, you're going to struggle mentally. I don't want you to feel like you're going crazy, because you're not. This is your body adjusting to a whole new routine now. Yes, your body healing in the ways that it needs to heal, and it feels a little freaky. It feels a little weird. Spiritually, it feels a little off. And I want you guys to understand that that's completely normal. These things are normal for you to go through. You're not losing your mind. You don't need medication. You if anything, talk to somebody about how you're feeling. Express verbally what you're going through. Find you a friend, a group, someone at your church, a family member, somebody you feel comfortable with talking to, and explaining these things. Because I promise you, I need you to understand, you're okay. You're okay. It's completely normal. It's gonna take you some time, man. People always just look at the drug addiction part of it like, okay, just quit the drug, quit the drink. That's that. No. Over the years or months or however long it's been that you've been in addiction, you've done a lot of damage to your body. You've done a lot of damage to your brain. So mentally, physically, and emotionally, all these things come into one. And you don't think about that. People think you just quit the drug, like I just said. Just stop getting high, you just stop drinking. That's not the case. Now you got to live without this. Where you built a routine around the drug or the drink, you now have to build a new routine without the drug or the drink. So your body has to have time to adjust. Give yourself some mercy, man. Show yourself some mercy. Give yourself some time to understand that it's okay to struggle. It's okay to be depressed. Dude, you've been suppressing your feelings and your emotions for so fucking long, dude, that you forgot you had them. You know, that was the whole point of going and getting high or drinking, and why you got addicted is so that you could numb the way you felt, dude. So you weren't feeling anything whatsoever. Maybe guilt afterwards, maybe sadness when you had your few sober days or you had your few sober moments or whatever. And then you went right back to numbing those emotions and feelings again. So, man, you have a flood of fucking feelings coming through, a flood of emotions that are hitting you all at once. For some, memories are flooding back in that you've been numbing out and pushing back or repressed. Things of guilt, of feeling towards your family or your children that you've numbed and you're not. Now you have to sit with all this. Now you have to feel all that. It's okay to fucking feel crazy. Okay? It's normal for an addict to feel all these crazy emotions, man. Give yourself some mercy. You're healing. You're starting to feel everything, and it's okay, dude. It's okay to take a second and breathe. It's okay to take a second and sit with yourself and understand that you might feel a little crazy. You haven't felt a lot of emotions in a long time. And let me tell you, there's more emotions and feeling out there than just your basic sadness and mad and happy, excited. You know, there's so many different emotions and feelings in the world. And it's okay to feel, man. That's what you're doing it for. That's what you're recovering for, is so you can feel things again, so you can be a better person again. You know? I'm just here to tell you guys, I love y'all, man. Give yourself some time. You need at least a good 2 years or more in your recovery to really heal yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. I'm proud of you guys, and I just want you to keep pushing forward, man. You got this. Those withdrawals are only going to last you a few weeks. And the life that you have after that, once you fight through that, because you're strong enough too. Remember, you're the one with the power. You're the one with the control. Act like it. Take back control of your life. Fight through those first few hard days that you have to go through, man. Because I promise you, as someone who's been there, it's worth it. Give yourself time. I love you guys.